Hey, how are you? I hope you're all good. So this is day 8 on Concerta for me. Um, so I'll just say some things, probably recover, hopefully briefly. The medication doesn't sort out the machine gun mouth way of going over things. Some of the stuff I spoke about on the other videos, and then other things I haven't mentioned and other things I've noticed since being on the 18 mg dose of Concerta starting a week ago today. So then as the Kiss song goes, on the 8th day. Right, so I mentioned the focus, the attention, the quietness in the head, which I'm getting a lot more used to that now, and just the calmness. I can still get excitable, I can still crack stupid jokes and make funny quips, but it's just that calmness, confidence, and time has slowed down, and I guess that's because there's not so much going on. Well, at the moment there's nothing other than this is just coming out up there. So yeah, in a good way, time has slowed down. I think I mentioned that in one of the other videos. You know, it's allowed me more time I can focus at work, and then because the time isn't going so quickly, I'm not getting as stressed or as anxious, so I'm even more able to focus on the work. And then several times this week, of course I've made mistakes. Everybody makes little mistakes, but not to the level that I was, and then having to backtrack and try and work out what I've done. And one of them was first thing on Monday. I was a little bit anxious about Monday, actually. I don't think I said that. You know, my first day at work on the meds, and I did make a bit of a mistake, but it was quickly sorted by the other lads, and no dramas. And ordinarily, the guilt, the shame that comes from the rejection sensitive dysphoria would have affected me for hours, and then further distracted me from what I needed to be doing. It didn't happen. It's like I was literally like, oh shit, and the lads were like, what? I've done this. Okay, we'll sort it. Don't worry, it's fine. And that was it. And then there was one other thing that happened in the week, and I hadn't been made previously aware that it's an issue, something that shouldn't really be done. And someone said, oh mate, you cannot do that. I was like, oh okay, thinking, well, previously I've done just this with other people around, and you know, nothing's been said. I was like, oh okay, no worries. That was it. Just okay, understood, won't do it again, no dramas. Which is a huge shift in me, and as I do keep mentioning, you know, as I am these days and was before I started the Concerta, I'm vastly different to how I was when I was traumatized, and even before that. So it's made some staggering differences to me. What else? I make no secret that I hate shopping, I hate queuing. I don't think anyone likes that. But I got the bus to go shopping on Friday, and came down the hill, big line of traffic. Ordinarily, my mind would have been screaming because I wasn't with anyone on the bus, so I'd have kept it internally. Oh, it's a bit of traffic. That's odd. This has never happened before. And then whilst in the shop, screaming kids is another thing, among many other different types of noises that just it's beyond irritation. Stuff goes literally into your core. That's the only way I can explain it. Neurotypicals won't get that. You just won't understand it. Neurospicy people probably will. Kid crying, and my immediate reaction was, oh, scream. No, just a kid. Okay. And then after that, I don't remember whether they stopped or whether it was just because I've got that space in there now. I was able to direct my attention back towards the shopping list. And it happened a second time, and there wasn't that like, oh, it was, oh, there's a kid crying, and okay. Queuing. Yeah, just, oh, there's 2 or 3 people in front of me with baskets of shopping, like shopping trolleys. No issue. It's bizarre, and I've needed to sort some stuff out for quite some time since being up here. My t-shirt shelf got in a bit of a mess. It's fair to say I've got quite a few, and it's needed doing for ages, and it's been getting harder and harder to think, oh, I'll wear that t-shirt today and then not be able to find it. So yesterday I decided on Friday I'll sort that out tomorrow, and I just did, and there was no dread, no boredom. I also then went through 5 bin liners of other clothes that I just haven't got the space to hang up or put in drawers. Went through them. A load of stuff that was no good, chucked away. A load of stuff that's okay, has been charioted. Some stuff has been downgraded for gash stuff, like knocking around in the garden or whatever. And I was just able to do that over a few hours. Then it was on to another thing I wanted to do. The waiting mode thing, I still haven't done a video on that. That seems to have gone as well. So I was going out late yesterday afternoon, and ordinarily I would have gone out much earlier, because just let's get going. And I was going to watch a band, but when the time came for me to go out, I hadn't been waiting for that time all day. I was just like, right, okay, get ready and go out. And then as it happened, because I'd noticed the band on the board a couple of weeks ago, premedicated, that is what I remembered. They're actually not playing till next week. So it doesn't fix everything. It can't fix the past, that's for sure. But it's certainly made a massive difference to the present. My sleep has been really good, so my sleep hasn't been affected. I take it early in the morning. What was the other thing? Or something else? Oh, that'll come back, or maybe it won't, whatever. It's just made such a huge difference. It's just calmer, it's quieter in there. Oh yeah, the appetite. So I mentioned what happened on day 3 in the last video. So then on the day that I did the video talking about what had happened on day 3, that was Wednesday, I did have lunch, so I wasn't massively hungry, so I had for me a small lunch, but it was fine, and I felt full at the end of it. Then on Thursday I felt incredibly hungry, so I'd eaten before my tablet, because you have to. Got to work sort of several hours later, because I'm up very early. Had a sandwich, then had lunch at lunchtime, but I then did for a while feel not quite sick afterwards, so it was a bit of a struggle to get through it. And then after about 20 minutes I was like, I don't like this feeling. But since then that's dissipated, on top of the hydration and obviously the food, since that very harsh lesson on Wednesday. Dry mouth a little bit of the time, but because I'm keeping on top of the hydration, that's been very minimal. I have had some very minor, very short-lived headaches, which is a possible side effect, but they're maybe a few minutes at most. So today I'm on the higher dose. I took that at 4:30 this morning because I'm up very early, just am. And what I've noticed is with that is I noticed the effects of that one kicking in after about 30 minutes rather than 45, and then the full effect after about an hour or so, which is the same as the lower dose. What I did notice was a very slight, short-lived kind of head rush, but not that I'd know because it never happened to me, but not in a coming up on drugs type way, as in street drugs. In the only way that, or the only time I've experienced that similar, was when I was having my trauma therapy and going through some deep stuff and like massive revelations, massive breakthroughs. I would get this sort of fizzing feeling in my head. It was a bit like that for a few minutes. Other than that, thus far, sort of what we're getting on towards now. Get off fly. 4:30, 12 o'clock. What's that? 7.5 hours, something like that. Is it? Don't know. I'm hungry, so I've got a baguette in my little satchel, and there we go. So yeah, it's well worth it. A nice chat online with someone this morning. Just a bit of back and forth, and they're going down the same route, ADHD 360, and yeah, so that was nice, and it's just time. It's just more time to do things, and less time, it seems, of me doom scrolling and just doing nothing. Just sort of losing myself more to try and shut that up, but I don't need to do that now. So there we are. Just have a nice Sunday, and hopefully it's like this wherever you are. Turn you around so you can see the big pond. It's a big pond. Yeah, have a nice day, and if you're struggling, reach out. There is always a way. You just have to keep going, and as one of the messages that were said to me today, and I completely get this, and I share this from time to time. There's always hope. So there we are. That'll do. If you're struggling, you've got to reach out. See you later.